Justice Aminu Garba held that the plaintiff Haruna Arafat Magaji's case was not statute barred and that the court has the jurisdiction to hear and determine the matter as against the argument of the first and second defendants Abubakar Ladu and APC respectively. Similarly, the court declined jurisdiction to grant some of the reliefs sought by the plaintiff in his originating summons, having been outside the scope of the provision of Section 29, subsection 5 and 6 of the Electoral Act 2022. Even though the plaintiff Haruna Arafat Magaji's case failed at the preliminary stage, Justice Aminu Garba determined the substantive matter on its merit. The judge held that no competent court of law that set aside the 2007 appeal court judgment that affirmed the judgment of the Election Petition Tribunal, which found Abubakar Lado Abdullahi guilty of forging his uncle's signature on his declaration of age. Justice Garba also held that Abubakar Lado Abdullahi lied on INEC form CF001, where he ticked no, that he had never submitted false information to the INEC, which is an offense by Section 66, subsection 1I of the 1999 Constitution, as amended. The judge then declared that Abubakar Lado Abdullahi did not qualify to contest 2011, 2015, 2019 and the forthcoming 2023 general elections, as well as for any future elections.
The court only declined jurisdiction on one ground, and that is the ground that the reliefs and the issues away from listed for determination by the court are outside the scope of what was preempted by Section 29, subsection 5 and 6 of the Electoral Act. So the court was of the opinion that we should have just limited ourselves to asking that the court make a finding with regards to whether or not Lado had submitted false documents to the INEC or had made false declaration in his affidavit of personal particulars, and then ask the court, if the court makes that finding, to have disqualified him and nothing more. But of course we are going to exercise, we're going to look at the documents and see if there's a cause for us to exercise our right of appeal, which is inherent to every litigant before the court. Once we review the documents and we also have an interview with our clients who arrive at a position.
The judgment to my mind is a double-edged judgment, in the sense that for the first defendant whom we represent, the preliminary objection filed by his counsel succeeded, but the judge, in going into the merit of the matter after deciding the preliminary objection in favor of the first defendant, that in the event he was wrong in giving that ruling on the preliminary objection, sustaining it, then taking a further step that the admission of the first defendant at the trial court, that is at the tribunal, admitting to forging his uncle's signature, is enough to have disqualified him from all elections, even to that of 2023. But as it stands right now, I would say he's a victor until that ruling on the preliminary objection is set aside.
It will be recalled that the court, in another judgment delivered a few weeks ago, declared the plaintiff Haruna Arafat Magaji as the authentic candidate for Suleja Gurara Tafa Federal Constituency in the forthcoming 2023 general elections. In Mina, Mukhtar Wowo, NTA News.